All right, as you can see there, those are live visuals of Attorney Titi Tobani addressing the media as promised by our reporter Silindelo Masikane. Let's listen in.
Their loved ones.
So you're distancing yourself from the letter then?
My pleasure.
Are you distancing yourself from the letter?
Because I cannot comment on something which I didn't write.
But as someone within the legal practice, the contents of that letter, allegations of witchcraft, allegations that there are concoctions that have been there under the guise to let Advocate Malesela Teffo collapse inside court. I mean, as someone in the legal fraternity, surely you should have something to say about that. Not on the contents of the letter, but what has been widely criticized by your colleagues within the fraternity. As someone in the legal fraternity, Mr. Tobani.
With due respect, I think before I make any comment with regard to the letter or whatever Advocate Teffo said, I must address the court first. There is a protocol which we must follow, and we must look to it as legal practitioners.
Mr. Tobani, then it makes us wonder who's in charge here, because if Advocate Malesela Teffo is instructed by you, how then does he write letters that you now come and say you distance yourself from them? Who's in charge? Are you not in charge? Are you saying that he does things without taking any instructions from you and the clients?
What I can say is, as it stands now, Advocate Teffo had withdrawn from the matter. You don't need a rocket scientist that is writing those letters on his own, because he withdraw from this matter officially in court. So it's not part of this matter as it stands now. Even myself, if I go inside the court now, I consult with clients. They tell me, Mr. Tobani, I think you must stop from here, up to here today. No more continue with the matter. I will stop. I will abide by the instructions. Not Advocate Teffo will tell me I must stop. Not the presiding officer or any officer will tell me to stop. Only the clients. The instructions that originate from the clients. As the court put it very clear, I have to say this because it's on record already, it's a public matter. The court says the matter doesn't belong to the officers. It belongs to the clients.
Mr. Tobani, when last did you speak to Advocate Teffo?
I spoke to him yesterday.
Yesterday. Are you aware that he has laid complaints against Chauke, Baloyi and Mshololo, and says that he has consulted you on those complaints to the LPC?
He informed me that he wants to lay complaints, but I cannot comment on those complaints because I'm not the one who laid them.
Sorry, Mr. Tobani, after, we need to get this straight though, because there's a lot of to and fro, as my colleague said. After Mr. Advocate Teffo withdrew, did your clients give a mandate for him to come back on record? I don't need you to answer on the letter, but clearly you are the instructing attorney. You can tell us whether your clients gave a mandate for Advocate Teffo to come back on record. It's a simple yes or no.
The only thing I can say is that I'm standing here in behalf of myself as a Titi Tobani Attorney's Director. The clients told me to come to the court and proceed with the matter today. As for other officer, I cannot comment until I get clarity from the clients today.
So you're just as shocked?
With regard to any advocate.
So you're just as shocked about what happened in this matter? You're shocked that Advocate Malesela Teffo withdrew? You are shocked that there are a number of complaints that have been... You're just shocked?
I'm not shocked. I mean, I'm not shocked. It's what he decided to do. It's what he decided to do. I cannot.
But it came as a surprise to you.
Not. I can't say it's a surprise. I mean, each and every person has the right to exercise their own decisions. Hence, I'm saying now.
It's clear then from what you're saying that based on that letter, his wishes are that he wants to come back. Are you going to take him back now that he's indicated that he's coming back? And if the clients instruct you, to continue with this matter.
Now you're learning. I'm not gonna command. I'm gonna take instructions from the clients to tell me if they want him back, they want him back. If they don't want him back, they don't want him back.
Will you remain as the instructing attorney?
Me back? They don't want me back. And if they say they want him back, then he still have to address the court the reasons why he must be back. He needs to make a proper submission to the court and elaborate why he wants to come back.
Would you say your relationship with him is fine, especially after that letter that you're now distancing yourself from?
My relationship with everyone is fine. It's also fine with you.
With Teffo in particular?
It's okay.
Do you still have faith in Advocate Teffo?
I don't have a grudge to any person.
Do you still have faith in Advocate Teffo, given the months of theatrics that have unfolded in court now?
I don't think I must have faith to a human being. I have faith in God, and I will end it up here. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Tobane, just lastly, will you remain as the instructing attorney if the court accepts that Teffo is back and that your clients want him back?
No. It doesn't work like that. The clients, they must tell me what to do. If they say, Mr. Tobane, remain. Mr. Tobane, we want Advocate X. We want Advocate B. And Mr. Tobane, if we bring the same Advocate B, you must remain. Then I'll remain. It will be instructions. Because remember, it's not our matter, it's the client's matter.
The actual resumption of the trial is the date that had been set was for September. Do you have faith with all these delays now that this particular matter will sit in September? Do you have any faith?
I do have faith that the matter will proceed in September. Actually, I even thought today we might proceed, but I made suggestions, but no one came back to me. They said we stick to the September date. Hence today, I will address the court on these issues of, in fact, why can't we proceed even before September?
Any talk of postponement?
Today we will postpone, but what I'm saying is I will try to convince the court and other officers why can't we proceed before September? Because justice delayed is justice denied.
But Mr. Titi, is that not a bit disingenuous? Because there were talks about blocking an entire end date, and then you and your advocate did not pitch up to that meeting. So now you guys keep calling, but you keep accusing the state and the court and Umshololo of delaying the matter. But when there was an opportunity to block a full end date, Advocate Teffo was nowhere in sight.
I think that's not a fair statement or question. No one blocks anyone, and no one accuses anyone whether there is a delay or what. With due respect, can I move in to consult?
With due respect, your consulting advocate has called.
All right then, Fundo, as you can see, Tobane is now refusing to answer one of our colleagues in terms of clarifying their role in delaying the court process in terms of the constant delays. We know that at one of these sittings, the judge had indicated that there was a meeting scheduled between all counsel in order to try and block off dates for the courts for about 3 months, an end block kind of a session where the trial would be in session for at least 3 months to try and get through the bulk of the evidence. And the judge said that in fact Advocate Teffo refused to participate in that meeting, meaning that counsel could not actually secure those particular dates. And so we anticipate, of course, that court proceedings will start around 10 a.m. this morning. So we're going to hear more from Tobane's submissions around the fact that he still wants to consult with accused 1 to 4 on whether he should remain as the instructing attorney. When we spoke to him last week, he said that he was more than ready to continue and proceed representing accused 1 to 4. But as he said right now in his address, he only wants to do that if the instructions are coming from the accused once they are in court. So it seems like it's going to be yet another dramatic session, and it remains to be seen whether if Teffo will still pitch. It's still quite early. It's still 9:30. He may arrive, he may not. But like I've said in my questions to Tobane, is that it seems that Teffo has also laid complaints against the state prosecutor as well as Advocate Mshololo and the DPP of the South Gauteng division, that is Andrew Chauke, with the LPC. We'll get more details on that a little later, but for now we await court proceedings to start at 10 a.m.
All right, Silindelo, thank you very much for that update. That's Silindelo Masikane.